We find ourselves here at Ft.Stanwix. This is a display that's inside, and they're showing you the Dutch trading with the Indians, and they're trading furs for guns, fishing hooks, blankets, material, cloth. This might be a mohawk, as he has 3 feathers up, but these are statues in the display. And of course more to come. Now, as you remember, this is a matriarch society, so this is a matriarch saying my people did not want to join this fighting between brothers. We told the soldiers when they came to us. Captain Joseph Brant was a British Allied Mohawk in the Indian Department during the American Revolution. He successfully recruited many warriors by accusing them of being cowards. Brant led forces in battle against patriots across the New York and northwestern frontier. A Seneca warrior, Red Jacket, Sagowiwasawa, in his first combat experience at Oriskany, fled the battlefield with 3 other youths when the fighting started. However, he became an effective intelligence officer and messenger for the British during the Revolutionary War. Red Jacket was a prominent Seneca diplomat later in his life. War Chief Segendan, excuse the pronunciation, Asgenodanoha, was a member of the Wolf Clan. His influence within Oneida Nation was a factor in their joining the Patriots. He lived to be 110 years old, dying in 1816. No likeness of Segendan exists. Molly Brant, sister of Joseph Brant, was the second wife of Sir William Johnson. She sent the intelligence reports to alert the Loyalist forces surrounding Ft.Stanwix that the Tryon County militia was advancing to relieve the siege. This set the stage for the Battle of Oriskany.
We were 2,000 strong when we arrived, British Loyalists and our Indian allies. Our commander, General St. Ledger, was not at all pleased at what he saw. His intelligence officers had promised him it would be a simple affair to take the fort. He should have listened to his Indian spies. They told him the fort was too strongly garrisoned to attack with our men and our small cannon. As usual, they were right. We had no choice but to settle in and starve out the rebels.
News of the British expedition races from farm to farm along the Mohawk Valley. General Herkimer, head of the local militia, responds, quickly rounding up his men to join the fight against the British.
With much coaxing, the general persuaded 800 men to turn out. My husband was one of them, and they set out for the fort 30 miles away.
Along the way, Oneida warriors, allies of the militia, joined the march.
Everyone left with spirits high. The young was eager, as if they were on an adventure.
As the men advance, however, they have no idea what lies ahead. Molly Brant, the Mohawk Indian, has warned the British that the militia is on its way. So General St. Ledger orders 400 Loyalists and their Indian allies to greet the militia with a surprise attack.
They understood the art of the ambush. They chose a perfect spot 6 miles east of the fort, where we waited. Seneca attacked with a dreadful yell. Such great warriors our Indians were.
Such butchers they were. The militia tried to run, but the Indians chased them down like dogs and scalped them.
It was horrible. Neighbors were fighting neighbors. Cousins were killing cousins.
Mohawk and Seneca fought Oneida, clan against clan. In a blink of an eye, the tree of great peace was uprooted.
General Herkimer, wounded, finally manages to maneuver his battered militia to a defensive position in the woods.
Our Oneida warriors fought bravely alongside the rebels. Panyeri, Timur Haran Khan killed 9 men. His wife, 2 kettles, stood at his side, reloading his firelock.
I was proud of the Loyalists. We fought like bulldogs and finally broke through their defense. We were so close to finishing those miserable rebels off.
Back at Ft.Stanwix, news finally arrives that the militia is on the way. Without delay, the fort's commander assembles a contingent of soldiers to help them.
About 250 of us, led by Colonel Willett, rushed from the fort. But before we reached the battlefield, we came upon the Loyalist and Indian camps, and we plundered them.
The Mohawk and Seneca heard that their camp had been raided, so they left the battle to protect their families and possessions.
With their Indians leaving, the Loyalists have no choice but to retreat too. And 6 hours of hand-to-hand combat mercifully end.
The rebels never reached the fort. 500 of the enemy lay dead if there was one.
The battered militia held the field and won the day.
Our peace slipped away with our blood in this place of great sorrow. The white man's quarrel was now our quarrel.
The siege of Ft.Stanwix drags on for 2 more weeks until, as supplies are running dangerously low, news arrives of a large continental army coming to rescue them. Hearing themselves outnumbered, the Seneca and Mohawk, and finally the British, retreat. Passes through the battlefield, still littered with hundreds of dead, and reaches the fort. The siege of Ft.Stanwix finally ends, but the horrors of the war will continue to ravage the Mohawk Valley for years to come.